Well, the greenhouse is empty and Casey's got to bump up some plants. We're going to use the Ranger as a planting table. Here she is.
Like a glove. I'm not as funny as Jim Carrey. As you can see, I got a lot of work ahead of me, so we have tons of eucalyptus ready, and shipping it like this would have been way easier, you know, in these containers, but they really need to get bumped up, otherwise they're just going to keep getting leggy and they're not going to do well. We want them to be healthy and grow, so we're going to bump them up. So this year we're going to bump up and we're going to do a couple pop-up shops. We don't have all the information gathered at this point, but that's kind of what we're going to do for this year, to kind of, you know, get these healing plants into people's hands and just fun plants to grow. They're great plants to grow. So we're just going to kind of work on that today. It is so windy today, but we've got some sweetgrass. We got to bump up the rosemary. That really needs a good bumping up. We've got mugwort, angelica, lemon basil, cinnamon basil, clary sage, regular garden sage, purple basil, feverfew, lemongrass, white sage, horehound. So we have a lot of good stuff. Eucalyptus, lemon balm. So lots of stuff that we have to pot up, and I'm really excited. This has been really a growing year and just experimenting, you know, with all of the different plants and, you know, helping people get these types of plants into their hands, because they're not always the easiest plants to find to grow on your own. So I've got the Ranger all set up here and getting my dirt ready and gonna get these pots filled and get some work done. So here we go. This is the coordination test. Gotta see if you can get them in the blocks. There we go. I passed. So I think we're gonna first start with my rosemary. I love rosemary, and it's kind of a slow grower. And I did start it in the really small cells. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and plant them up into 3.5-inch pots. And I'll probably double up on the plants too, so that way you get a nice full plant. Rosemary is just one of those that you can also bring in the house and grow. Just remember to always keep it a little bit on the drier side. Keep it by a sunny window or under a grow light. All of these things. A lot of things can be grown in the house. And if you think you overwatered a little bit, put a fan on it. Put a fan on your plant. It helps it air it out and dry out that soil. And that's what helps growing in the home a lot easier. That's what we always did before we had a greenhouse. I grew everything in the house, and we would, you know, set up big folding tables. Our whole sunroom and dining area was just all plants, and we sat around it. We found space, you know, but you just do what you have to do with what you have. These are in like the super tiny cells.
Oh yeah.
Super tiny. And that's why I'm choosing these to get bumped up first. Look at how rooted these are. It's crazy. See, like if I keep those in there, they're not gonna do much. This is all that they're gonna end up really doing. So they need to be bumped up, and then they can take off, and we'll give them to a good home. They'll go to a really good home. So I can double up on them, which I actually think I'm going to. So that way you can have a even more full plant.
Bushy.
Real bushy, yeah. 2. And some of them have multi-plants in each of them, so get a good bundle. And the plant will heal itself from those leaves on top. Once they're bumped up, they'll be able to grow up and blossom. Literally. So I don't know if you guys have taken any time out to check out our podcast. Completely free to listen to. I talk about gardening and anything else I really want to talk about, because the only time that anyone listens. No one listens to me around here, so. Well, Jason does sometimes.
That's right.
Yep, he does. But, you know, it's a fun podcast. I talk about all a range of subjects, from gardening to having the online business, pros, cons, failed diets that we all try, and tea recipes, and all kinds of fun stuff. Alright, so we're just going to place them on the ground for now until we got more room on the benches outside. Well, I'm moving on to the eucalyptus, which we're going to do in 6-inch pots. And actually I think they're 6.5-inch pots. Eucalyptus get really strong roots. So right now we're working on the poly eucalyptus, which are one of my favorites. Look at these gorgeous leaves on there. Leaves, not leaves, sorry. I get so excited I have to mispronounce words, but I just love the leaves on here, and I want to see how big they get. This is actually our first year growing them, and they smell amazing too. All the eucalyptus have their own smell of eucalyptus, so that's what I love, and that's why we did so many different varieties this year, because I really wanted to find what's our favorite smell of the eucalyptus, which one's the strongest, which one's super like aggressive, you know. So that's kind of what we're learning this year. We've grown eucalyptus for the past few years. We seed our own, so we're just now trying to figure out which one's our favorite, and then we'll let you know. But as of right now, the way that they look, this one is my favorite, the poly. So we're going to just go ahead and plant that in there, but I am going to push around the root because I want these to start standing up more. They kind of got blown over a lot being in that small cell and being grown close together. We get a lot of wind out here, so if they kind of tend to tip forward a little bit, we might end up having to stake them, because I really want to give them the chance of the straight growth kind of going on up. And then that way they can really fill in and fill out, and they will branch off a little bit more as time goes too. They look so cute, don't they? Look at, they're all happy in their new home.
Twinsies.
Yeah, they're little giggles. I can hear little giggles. Super excited. They're like, who's this crazy lady taking care of us? It's me. Alright, so we're going for another one. Let's go for triplets. There you go, new little family member. So this one's kind of growing really to the side. That's just how it was getting grown in the tray. So I'm going to kind of place this root ball a little bit more on its side here. So that way we can kind of give it the upright growth that it deserves. There we go. So when I received this seed, there were a few different random pop-ups in here, and I didn't really know what they were. And I'm pretty sure though it's a different form of a eucalyptus, because it smells a lot like eucalyptus but has its own scent. So it was kind of within these seeds and kind of germinated alongside of them. So who knows what that'll be, but I'm gonna bump that one up too. So even though you see a straight stalk of the polys at the moment, as you can see there's actual growths kind of coming out here. So these are really ready to fill out, so once they get bumped up, they'll have the chance to do that. So as you can see, the root structure was completely ready to be bumped up. Any longer and these guys would die. And that's why I'm like, okay, we gotta get these bumped up. It's Sunday, but it's planting day, because if we don't, we're gonna lose them. And I don't wanna lose them. I love eucalyptus. I don't wanna be a bad plant mama.
Neglective.
It's not my style. Look at how happy they are. They're thanking me. Now I've only got about 200 more to go. So that's all we're doing today. Just bumping up a lot of plants and having fun while doing it. Doing things to keep us busy, to keep us sane. If you ever need to keep sane, just go outside in your garden. Turn off TV, turn off, you know, whatever you got going on that irritates you or triggers you, and go outside and get your hands dirty. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.